Hi guys, sorry you're facing my ninja. Today is the big guy's 1 year anniversary for his job, so I'm making him his favorite cake, which is called an atomic cake. Don't be surprised if you haven't heard of it. Apparently it's a Chicago thing, and even being from Chicago, I hadn't heard of it. But it's basically like a banana split in cake form, for lack of a better explanation. But the big guy likes his a little differently. Normally it's a yellow cake and a strawberry cake. Well, they didn't have a strawberry cake mix at the store, so I'm making do with the chocolate. And big guy likes his with a cheesecake in it. I don't mind the dented top. That's from the pudding. So a bottom layer is going to be a cheesecake. Then it's going to have whipped cream. One of the other cakes on top with pudding and some kind of what's-a-majigger on it. And then so on and so forth. So, really, the animals are being assholes. So, excuse me, I'm going to turn you so that you can see better. I'm going to set you up so that I can work without holding you, because I've got you in my hand right now. And I will show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I modified this Pepsi bottle. Well, I shouldn't say I modified the bottle. I didn't really modify the bottle. I modified the lid. And I put holes in it. Anybody who's watched How to Cake It knows she uses Sir Squeeze to simple sugar her cakes, which I'm going to do. But I don't have a Sir Squeeze, so I had to make one. So, Pepsi bottle with holes in the lid will work. I don't know that I'm going to need all of this, so I'm only going to pour in some. Put this back. I made the simple syrup this morning and let it cool, and it's just equal parts sugar and water. And then I heated them together until they were completely combined and dissolved. My cakes aren't very thick, so I'm not going to cut off the crust. I'm just going to squeeze on it and let it sit and soak for a minute. I made a mess all over the counter, and yes, I will clean that up when I'm done. So I've got the chocolate cake and you can use white cake if you want. And like I said, I'm using chocolate, but last time I made it, I used a strawberry. So it really just depends on what you like. So I'm doing vanilla pudding and strawberries with the chocolate cake, and banana pudding and banana slices with the yellow cake. And then I have homemade whipped cream that I made with some vanilla extract and some sugar that I added to it. And I probably should have thought about this before I stuck everything there and got simple syrup all over the place, because now I'm going to have to move everything. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I put each of the cakes back on their perspective plate and quickly washed off my cutting board so I could use it. And then because it was wet, I didn't want the plate to slide around, so I put the towel down. So, first things first is going to be some whipped cream. And this is the cream I whipped. I don't know if you can see, but probably the edge of it. Nice and thick and fluffy. And I messed up the top of the cheesecake when I put the pudding in the fridge, because it accidentally went over the pan and into the cheesecake before it was completely set. I was disappointed, but at the same time, I knew the whipped cream would cover it, so I wasn't stressing it. Oh, I hear a baby crying. I'll be right back. Sorry, apparently Petunia was trying to sit on the baby. Okay, so now that I've got all the whipped cream down, it also kind of helps me to level it out without me having to cut any of the cake off. Question is, which one do I want to put on first? I think I'm going to put on the yellow cake and the bananas first. I don't remember what order it goes into, so we're winging it. And it'll be just my take on an atomic cake. At least hopefully this one won't go sliding off the damn plate. The last one I made in a regular cake pan. Instead of cooking all of the cakes in the springform pan, I'm going to give it a little bit of buttercream. A little bit of whipped cream, I should say. Not a very thick one, because I do have to put pudding on. And I put it in the fridge to set after assembling it with the cheesecake in the middle layer, mind you. So it was heavy and bigger than the cake that was underneath of it, which I think was the yellow cake. But put it in the fridge. Next person who opened the fridge, which unfortunately was me, and the whole thing comes sliding out. Yeah. Needless to say, I wasn't a very happy camper. And we still ate what was left of it, but it still didn't make me very happy. I think I'm going to put the pudding on first. And I made the pudding differently than I did the last time. Last time I made it to the box instructions, but this time I made it with less milk just to try to make it a little bit thicker. I also made it yesterday instead of waiting to do it today. And so it is thicker, more like a pastry cream than a regular pudding. So instead of, I think it called for 3 cups of pudding, or 3 cups of milk, excuse me. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But instead of 3 cups of milk, I only used 2, so it is nice and thick and not runny. And like I said, I made it yesterday, so it is also a little bit thicker. And nice and cold. I only have 1 spatula, so I'm just going to smooth this a little bit. I still got to put the nanas on it. But yeah, this time I'm doing it a little bit smarter. The one I made, the last time I made at Christmas, I'm going to keep that because I still have another layer of pudding, but it's a different kind of pudding. Shh, no one can see. That's why I use my left hand, because I am right-handed. And this way, my finger that went in my mouth does not touch any of the food. But anyway, I made it for Christmas time, so it was kind of a major disappointment that it went sliding off of the plate and onto basically the bottom of my fridge, the old fridge before it exploded. And I might have to grab more banana. But yeah, we ate the layers that were left and what I could salvage from it, but man, was I wanted to cry. I didn't, thankfully. I kind of just laughed it off because I was like, what am I going to do? There's not really anything I can do. But I was so disappointed because it took forever to make, number one. And then it had to chill multiple times for the different layers because all the different layers have to be cooked separately and then chilled. And yeah, I was not happy. Yep, I'm going to have to cut more bananas. Alright, I'll just cut them up and put them on as I'm talking, since I figured I had cut up enough. But I wasn't thinking either that I made the cakes bigger this time. So instead of making them in the traditional 9-inch cake pans, I used my springform pans to make the cakes first. Oh, that one might be a little too thick. That's alright. And then made the cheesecake. So I started this project. Today's Wednesday. And like I said, today is his 1 year. He's actually at work right now. And so he'll get it when he gets home tonight. And we'll have it then. But I started this on Monday, so I made the 2 cakes on Monday in the springform pan and left them sitting in the fridge. And then yesterday I made the cheesecake. And I cut up and made the pudding. And this morning I cut up what I thought was enough bananas and the strawberries. And now I'm assembling it because it still has got to go back into the fridge. If I can manage to do this and get it in the fridge without anything spilling over, it will be awesome. I mean, this is like an ultimate dessert. If I was really doing it a little bit better, I would have cut off all of the crust from the cakes. But I was afraid. I am not the best at cutting straight, cutting flat. Even with the ruler, I struggle with it sometimes. So I was afraid I would cut in too deep and there wouldn't be any cake left. So I figured, you know what? It'll be alright. It's just for us. It's not like, you know, a showstopper or showpiece. It's just us. Okay, now for the chocolate. And honestly, the way we are, we would eat the mess that I made last time, so it can't be that big of a mess to eat it this time. Be less of a mess, because hopefully this bitch won't go sliding off on the fridge. Excuse my language. And I'm not going to frost the sides just because, man, that would just be way too much. And whatever whipped cream I have left over, I will, number one, I am going to frost on the top again after I put the strawberries on. And then whatever whipped cream is left after that, I'll just put in the fridge. And we'll, you know, add it to our coffee or, you know, eat it with a spoon. Probably more likely I'll find Sky eating it in the middle of the night or something. Because you know how that works when you got, you know, preteens and shit. But since I was not familiar with what an atomic cake was, I figured I would share. And like I said, I have modified it somewhat to suit me and to suit what was available to me. Because this is an iconic thing in this city, you're not really going to find a whole lot of recipes on it. They'll just tell you what's in it. And then, with him, this being his favorite cake, making sure I had the, and not like it would matter at this point in time, it's a little late to worry about it, but with this being his favorite cake, he has his ways that he likes it. So, I'll just use the banana knife. So like I said, typically it has 3 layers of cake and not a cheesecake in it, but he likes it with the cheesecake, so that's how I'm making it, because this is for him, for his special day, and it's already trying to slide. I have a feeling this is going to slide all over the dang fridge again. But you know what? If it makes him happy, it'll be alright. If I was smart, I would have waited to put this all together until he got home. But since he doesn't get off work until 11, I didn't want to be putting this baby together at midnight when I have to get up in the morning to get Sky to school and to go to the doctor myself. So she's got to be at school at normal school time, and then I have to go right from there to my normal doctor's appointment. So I definitely didn't want to be doing this late at night. And then I want to be able to eat it, because I have to have blood work done too. It's my typical 3-month diabetes check. This is going to make my sugars happy. And to get my meds all refilled. And she'll yell at me a different day, because luckily she won't have the results of my blood work done today. Or done tomorrow. Which I shouldn't say with a laugh, but at the same time, my sugars haven't been horribly bad. But as a diabetic, this baby is not going to help. Pudge, get your butt down. Go on. Get. I don't like the cats up here while I'm cooking, and they know it, but they try to push the envelope any chance they get, because they're cats. Shoot the humans. My goodness, I am making up words all kind of crazy. The humans, when they are here, the human children, anyway, hover just as bad as the cats do. Cats tend to hover more when I'm doing something with meat, which I'll be doing some breaded steak sandwiches later on, so they'll be hovering like crazy then. But as of right now, they're nosy and they want to know what I'm doing. Yeah, my whipped cream is oozing out the backside here. But it'll be alright. It'll be alright. I got some extra strawberries. Okay. Oops, Some of my bananas have oozed out. Nobody saw. I got a little sneak peek of it. Get back in there. I think there's one more here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to give it a final top, and then I'll put it back in the fridge. Hopefully that'll help the whipped cream to set up too. And that'll hopefully keep it from falling any more than it already has. Not that this needs any more sugar added to it. Alright, I'm going to leave it like that and put it in the fridge, put this in another container. I've got more bananas falling off over here, so I have a feeling I'm going to be losing a lot of them. But that is better than losing an entire layer. So I'm going to save these from falling, and I'm going to put this in the fridge so it can set up a little bit more. Come on, give me. Alright, I'll put those in there because I don't need to eat any more of them either. At least not right now. Well, there you have it. That's my take on an atomic cake. Let me know down in the comments below which layer would be your favorite or what layer you would want on it on yours if you'd like something different. See you soon. Well, I was right. It fell apart and slid into the fridge. At least I didn't lose as much of it as I did last time. I'm going to have to clean it up, put something underneath it so I don't lose any more. I should have known. But it's funny anyway. Yeah, so the cake exploded. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But it'll still be edible, so I'm not stressing over it. But it certainly does not make me a happy person. So that's the way it works, though, when you're doing stuff at home.